Hey guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Cave for a quick conventions pickups video. So last weekend, March 6th to the 8th, I went to MonsterMania Con 66 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. As you know, I go to the MonsterMania convention multiple times a year. They have four a year, two in Cherry Hill that I try to get to. They have one in Baltimore, and they have another one in Oaks, PA. So I've been going for years and years and really enjoy the convention. Pros and cons, but I mostly just enjoy going away for the weekend, checking out the vendors, hanging out with my brother-in-law, drinking. It's good. It's a good time. But anyway, here is the pamphlet or the program. Here's some of the guests that were there. A ton of the kids from Dairy, Welcome to Dairy, were there. I didn't get any of their signatures. I haven't finished watching that show yet. I always feel weird asking for a kid to get a signature. I did it once with, funny enough, the kid who played Georgie in the first It movie. But other than that, I really don't do it. So just find it kind of odd. But a lot of kids were there getting the signatures of these kids. So anyway, so yeah, that was the program. Also came with a t-shirt, which I don't have in front of me, and a poster. I got the VIP ticket, so you get all that, plus a skip the line. I always get the VIP, or I always try to get the VIP, just because I never know. You never know who's going to be the headliner sometimes. For 67, the headliner came out. It's Robert England. They sell separate VIP passes just for him, but they're very limited. They sold out within an hour, half hour. So, whatever, that's fine. I have plenty of things signed by Robert Englund. But usually the regular VIP tickets, I never know who else is going to be there. So it really helped me out this time. I saw Linda Hamilton, got her signature within 5 minutes. If I didn't have that skip the line, I would have been on that line for hours. And trust me, I've been there before. So anyway, let's jump into some of the signatures I got. So first up, I got my mask signed. Actually, let me show you this one first. This is the Halloween Kills mask. And I had it signed by Rowan, I think his last name is Campbell. He's one that played Corey in Halloween Ends. So, there's that. He was a really cool guy. He really was. He I don't know how many conventions he's done, but he seemed genuinely excited and happy to be there and meet fans, which is really nice compared to someone else who I'll mention in a second that wasn't as nice. But yeah, super cool and great Q&A panel with him as well. Also had him sign my other mask that I've been getting people to sign for the last couple of years. So it's right there. He signed it Corey, which is good. Sometimes people have been, putting, which Halloween they're in. Sometimes not. I like that he put Corey because he technically wasn't Michael Myers, but he wore the mask, so it counts. I also got a Michael Lerner. He was one of the stuntmen from Part 6. He was in the panel with Corey as well, and he was really cool. And I don't always get all the stuntmen. There's multiple stuntmen in all these movies, but there's always the one that they're known for, the movie, maybe two. I didn't really know of him too much, but from what I understand, he was in a lot of scenes from the theatrical. And he just seemed really cool. So I figured, let me get him on the mask as well. I think he's earned that spot. So, the ones that have done like one random scene, I'm not going to kind of put them on the mask, I don't think. But for him, like I said, cool Q&A, seemed like a nice guy, so I got him on the mask. Been working on that for a couple years. Not even sure kind of who else I need on that. I gotta kind of look that up. But next up, and this is the only other signature that I got, I think. Yeah, I only got three people. And it's Linda Hamilton, like I mentioned. If you can see, I hate that she used a black. I should have said something. I should have said use a white or silver to let it pop a little bit. But Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor. Of course, you had to pay an extra $20 for her to put her character's name. It's an iconic character, so I felt like I had to. And this is an old McFarlane toy, Movie Maniacs 5 collection. and then I got that certificate. It cost $10 to get the certificate of authenticity. She was not as nice. Not that she was mean. It was very much like Dolph Lundgren. I've always complained about Dolph Lundgren. When I got his signature, he barely looked at you. You kind of just went in, he signed it, you walked away. It was like soup Nazi, you know. Put the money down, walk over, hand it to him. He signs it, and you walk away. Same thing here. I had to jump the line, thank God, because if I waited online for 3 hours for that reception, I would have been pissed. But you know, it goes a long way. I'm not looking to have a conversation. I'm not one of those people that, oh, you were great in this movie, and tell me about your filmography and where did you do. You know, I don't do that. You know, I say thank you. I enjoy the film. Great to meet you. Have a good convention. Really appreciate it. And if they want to talk to me, then I'll start a conversation. And I know there's a ton of people behind me. Just to be polite, right? She spent the entire time signing her signature, talking about capping the line because it was later in the day on Friday. She didn't even look at me. She was just talking to her handlers, saying how they have to cap the line. They don't want people waiting another 3 hours just to get to a table that's empty. We got to cap this line, cap this line. And then when she was done, she looked at me. She goes, "Thanks." It's like, come on. Like I almost said something. I was almost like, dude, like, you know, a little nicety would have been, you know, whatever. I, I've seen it all. I've seen a lot of celebrities do that. Don't give a shit. It's, you know, then you have Rowan who is like super excited to be here. And he looked at my mask. He goes, "Wow, look at all these signatures you got. Tell me about it. Who's on here?" You know, a little juxtaposition of kind of the different attitudes you get, you know, whatever. Anyway, so Dustin from Stranger Things was there as well. I was thinking about getting a signature. I was thinking about using my skip the line for him. He was only on Saturday. I ended up even buying this pop at the convention in anticipation of potentially getting it signed. You know, I don't collect pops unless I'm getting them signed, but it is a cool pop, so I'm happy that I got it anyway. I obviously went with Linda Hamilton, and by the time I looked at Dustin's line, because I'm forgetting his actual name, it was literally around the hotel outside, so was not going to do that. And it's okay. My kids really like Stranger Things, so I'd rather wait for them next time he's around, and I'll plan it accordingly. All right, so next up, let's look into some of the items I've picked up from vendors. So there's a vinyl. Original broadcast soundtrack of Freddy's Nightmares, the series. This just seemed awesome and too cool not to pick up. Now it's sealed, but I can tell right off the bat there's, you know, this is the TV, the glove's coming out of the TV, his face is behind the TV, and I'm assuming it's kind of a two-part. You probably take that inside out, and then the record is probably in there. Paid a little bit more than I wanted to on this, but I quick checked eBay and Amazon, and they're going for a little bit more than what they're selling for it there. So I went ahead and I picked it up. So here's the back. Sorry for the glare. So it just seemed really cool and unique. Maybe it's not unique, but cool nonetheless. And this is from TerraVision. All right, so last up is the physical media pickups, movies and some and a VHS. First up is Halloween 4, the original Nightmare. I don't have a lot of the Halloween. I'm sorry, did I say Halloween? Howling. I don't have a lot of the Howling on physical media. I have the first one on Steelbook, and then I have it again on 4K. And I have, like, I think part 2, which is the Vinegar Syndrome release. And I have a random DVD of part 3 for the marsupials. So now I got part 4. My favorite actually is part 5, the one where they're in the castle. I've rewatched it over the last couple years, and it still freaks me out. It's the one that I watched the most as a kid. That's why. Just the sound of it and just the music freaks me out. Is it the best one? No. But this one, I don't remember this one too much. But I remember it's one of maybe the better ones of the sequels. You know, then we're not going to go into all of it, but A little beat up, but good condition nonetheless. And the guy gave me a D Wallace sticker. What is up with that shit, dude? He gave me the story behind that. I just forgot. But cool to get a free sticker. All right, next up is just a random. This is my last day. Last day there, I did one last lap, and it was just a random pickup from the Severin table. It's Student Confidential. No idea what this is. It just looked cool. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of Severin, but it was like $20, which is probably the going rate for the physical media there. Next up are some pickups I got from the, where did I get this? Diabolic DVD line, or not line, Diabolic DVD table. 2 steelbooks and a Criterion. The Criterion, of course, is Pee-wee's Big Adventure, one of my top 5 movies of all time in 4K. I knew this came out. I never got around to picking it up during the sale. I'm not sure if it was even eligible for the sale or not. Figured I'd wait around for the next sale, but it was right there in front of me. And it looks fantastic. And if you want to take a quick look, pause this. All the special features. And the inside is really cool because it comes with, you open this up and it's like a map of everything that happened in the movie, which is really cool. So if you want to take a picture of that, pause on that. But absolutely love this movie. I feel like it deserved kind of like a nice box edition from, it's cool that it's Criterion. It's going to have a lot of special features. But a nice box edition would have been awesome for that movie. Like a limited edition type, which that's worth for me buying if that did come out. I've been trying not to get multiples of things, but I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure, so I would do that in a second. Next up is the steelbook of The Monkey, and this is probably like a region B or whatever, but it's a 4K, so it should work. That Rowan Campbell was in this movie. I don't remember him being in it that long, but there were people getting his signature for the monkey stuff. But I got this, I think, on Saturday, and I could have opened it and have him sign it, but I didn't. I didn't think I really needed to. And next up is steelbook for the Hellraiser reboot, remake, however you want to call it, reimagining. That was on Hulu. This is another kind of international region release, which I was excited to get. A little expensive, but again, this is another one where I went on eBay and I looked in Amazon, and it was way more money online than it was right there. So I kind of sat on this for a day and came back, and I was like, all right, if it's still there, I'll pick it up. And it was, so I got it. If you want to take a look at the special features. Not sure if I did that with the monkey, in case I forgot. Okay. And next up are some pickups from Vinegar Syndrome. Let me just throw this here. Okay. First up is Tank Girl. This is their newest from their VSU line, and I'm trying to be a completionist with the VSU line at least. For Vinegar Syndrome, I think that's the only line or sub line that I do that for Vinegar Syndrome. And again, this is something I was gonna wait, but it was right there, so I had to pick it up. I don't like to wait on the VSUs for too long. There we go. And next up is, this was on one of their recent sales, and it sold out very quickly. And then they had a couple left at their table. And it just says 1. And I asked the guy, I was like, what is this? And I think they're going to release these. The second one's going to be 2, then 3, of course, right? And I think it's just like a mystery release. You never know what's going to be in there. It's going to be some movies. It's going to be some short films. If you look at this, what does it say? 15 reels of film make up the contents of this release. As of November 28, 2025, Vinegar Syndrome Film Archive contains 40,359 reels of film. So it's just random reels of film, I guess. But this sold out really quickly, and I was surprised that I saw it there. So I, had to pick it up because you have to. It's a fear of missing out, right? Next up, this is from the Vinegar Syndrome table, but I think this is one of their partners. Wild Eye, if I can read that right. Anyway, it's called Smoke and Mirrors. It's the story of Tom Savini. So I had to get that. Tom Savini was there, actually, at the convention. I probably could have had him sign this. I didn't think of that. And then next up is The Great Silence. And this is another, I don't know who that is, what release that is, if you can see what that emblem is. The Great Silence. I only got it, and I'm such an asshole. I tell myself I'm not going to do this anymore. I know nothing about this. Only thing I know is that this is like sold out, and they had a couple at the table, and I overheard him saying, oh, that's going to be gone before the end of the weekend. And I was like, what's it going to be gone before the end of the weekend? And he showed me, and I was like, why? And he goes, because it's an actually legit good film, which I thought was funny that he said that. So I was like, fuck it. So I got it. Literally, all you have to tell me is that it's going to be sold out and it's limited stock, and I'm going to pick it up. But anyway, so that's my physical media pickups from MonsterMania. All right, guys, I heard my pickups from MonsterMania 66. Let me know in the comments below. Did you go to the convention? What did you get? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you guys in the Nerd Cave.